I have often run from the law.
Often?
This is common?
In my free time.
What? Why?
In your free time,
In
you're
my-
running
What
from
are
the
you
law?
doing?
Yeah. Like for exercise
Drugs?
purposes.
Yeah, okay.
No.
I need a
living-
motive. I need motivation.
So I'm
I'll
not.
never exercise if the police aren't chasing me.
I need motivation.
That's
Oh my gosh.
Is that what
Just rewind. Oh my gosh.
Not listening.
I'm not. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
If you got a call saying that I was arrested and I need your help, like getting bailed out, what do you immediately think I would have been arrested for?
Let me first say, if I got that call, I am hanging up.
Reid, that's so mean.
I would give it to my wife.
Your friend needs you.
I would say, hey, you need to handle this.
She's busy.
That reads for you.
That's so mean. She's busy.
She's busy.
She's
What's she
busy.
doing? I'm with her all the time. She's not busy.
That's so mean.
So,
I'm never calling
do you
Reid.
do you know what it is then?
I would say it's like accessory to child endangerment. I don't know why. I mean, I have no reason to believe she would do this. She just works around kids a lot. It's like something she just wasn't aware of, you know.
Oh, maybe
So-
she got accused. Maybe
Right.
she got accused. I
It's
can
It's
see
not,
that.
she's not
Career.
guilty, you know.
Yeah.
She's not guilty, but
Okay.
she has been arrested. A lot of innocent people get arrested for stuff.
That's a good point. A
That is a
lot of
good
innocent
point.
people
So,
get arrested.
I'm assuming it has something to do with her job.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Embezzle. I'm just kidding.
Jeez. I'm gonna
Liz is
say.
regretting this question.
I'm gonna say
I'm
that.
regretting.
I'm gonna say
Nobody send this to my boss, please.
you assaulted somebody for messing with your homies. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Not
it is.
Reid, because it
Not Reid. Yeah. Somebody's beating up Reid. You're gonna help him, right? Yeah. So.
Here, take my
That's
purse.
how she got arrested.
And that was an accessory.
That's what it is. That's it. That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think for us?
For y'all, for Reid, I think you got pulled over for speeding, and then you like you like backdogged the police officer so many times, and they're like, "Sure, get out of the car."
Do you know why we pulled you over? Probably because you were going really fast.
Jeez.
Not me, sir.
Right.
You. For Efrain, I can't remember what the quote in The Office is, but he was like, for breaking up a fight. No, I think I can't.
It's
Listen.
just so little
What
of
was
the quote.
that?
It's so little of the quote. It has no like real
But if
context.
you
No
know,
one can
you
figure out
know.
what she's talking about.
You know what I'm trying to
Someone
say.
comment the timestamp of whatever.
This is being me right now. That's something I would do.
Nothing left to give today.
That's so funny.
I'm so tired.
Have you ever?
I think that Efrain is arrested for what is it called? It's your band's playing and it's it's like past like the
Like
city.
a nuisance. Yeah.
Yeah, and like a
Noise
noise
code,
complaint.
yeah.
And
A
then
noise violation.
Okay.
yeah, they keep saying like turn it down, sir, and you're like, no, this
Rock and roll.
yeah.
You didn't even really play rock and roll.
I'm an icon. Okay.
No, that was last episode.
Yeah, you're
Please
right.
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
You
Okay.
just keep cranking it up.
Okay.
I would say Efrain gets arrested for trespassing while doing illegal troubadour stuff.
Okay.
Oh.
He's just
Wow.
like where he's not supposed to be playing for coins on the sidewalk.
Playing for coins. Okay.
What do you
That's
think?
busking. Busking.
Yeah,
busking.
I couldn't remember
okay.
Yeah.
the word. Mhm.
Yeah. and
Why?
We don't really do that here, but
Why is it called that?
Heck if I know.
Right.
Right.
I
I'm
don't
not a
know.
dictionary. Yeah.
Okay.
Bust a
Reid's
move.
getting arrested. I liked your scenario. He's back talking to the police officer. I like that.
I feel like
that
it's
feels
real.
accurate. That
Yeah.
feels
Never
accurate.
I've been pulled over a lot. I've never back talked to an officer.
Well, today,
Wait, hold on. What'd you say? You said you've been
pulled over a lot.
a lot.
how many times? Give me a number.
How many times I've been pulled over?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be like 6 or 7 times.
Oh my gosh.
That's why he's arrested.
Is it all for speeding?
Yeah, all but one were for speeding.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's insane.
One
How
of them-
fast are you going? Slow down out there.
Most of this was when I was in high school or college.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been pulled over in like 10 years, basically.
I was gonna say the months.
It's been like a week, I think.
I got pulled over yesterday, but yeah, it doesn't count.
Wow.
It doesn't count because I did get arrested.
I've only been pulled over twice, and they both were for rolling through a stop sign.
How many times you cried?
Wow.
Twice. Did it keep me from getting a ticket? No, every time.
No way.
See, I've been pulled
Through
over
the
a bunch
stop
of times.
sign?
Yeah,
That's so bogus.
like California rolling. Like
Yeah,
not
I mean,
even
I get
like.
it, but that's so annoying to get a ticket for.
Yeah.
When the only ticket I have, the only time I've been pulled over, there's this spot near, where I live, where there's a
Do you have
big
an address?
I'll list it in the show notes.
Yeah.
But there's a spot by where I live. There's a big hill,
Yep.
and
I know
when
the spot.
you go down the hill, you can go pretty fast, and it's kind of in residential area, and so cops will hang out right past that hill and just get you.
And the speed decreases.
Yeah, it decreases
From
like
one side of the hill to the other
Yeah,
side of the hill.
it's
It
stupid.
decreases by 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And
You're coming off the
going
freeway.
down a big hill.
yes, big hill, big street. I mean, it's
Yeah.
2 lanes, but it's
You have
big.
to actively brake to
Yes.
meet the speed limit requirement.
Yes, you
while
have
going
to
down the
actively
hill.
brake from the top of the hill to the bottom of the hill to not break the law.
Right.
And
in a safe manner.
right. And so they cops will wait out there and so
Just like dissociated for a second. I'm so.
whoa,
You are really hanging in there today. It's
Man.
like this is probably your best episode.
top 10 for
You're
sure,
welcome,
at
everybody.
least. So
Yeah, no, I down that hill. We're still talking about the hill, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're still there. We're still there.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back.
This is our second episode for the day, and I'm.
That's all I got.
We do this all the time.
No, we don't.
Yeah, but she usually has coffee with her.
That's very true.
So
Tell us about the hill.
I always brake when I go down, and people always either tail me or honk at me, and it's
Oh, yeah.
so rude.
oh, I don't care anymore. I got pulled over. I got a ticket for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will
Right.
go as slow as
And no
possible.
matter how
right
much I
here.
cry, I still get a ticket. So I'm not going through that again.
I brake angrily at that hill because I'm
Petty-
so
petty
mad.
braking.
Yes, I petty brake down that
Yeah.
hill.
Funnily enough, I've never been pulled over.
What enough?
Funnily.
Oh,
Funnily.
I wasn't prepared.
Ooh.
Funnily
Like a funnel,
enough, Yeah. I've not been pulled over
Yeah.
down that hill. I don't know why.
It happens.
Weird.
It happens. Meredith was so mad when I got pulled over. She was like super pissed, and I was like, "Chill out."
One time
She would get arrested for that.
Yeah.
Straight up. That's
No, she
Efrain
cries.
gets arrested.
She cries, but when she gets pulled over, but when
Right.
I got pulled over, she was like, "That's not right. That's messed up. They shouldn't do that."
Efrain
was
gets
like, "Just
arrested
stop. It's fine."
because he's defending his wife's
Yeah, that's
Sir,
that's
please.
more
Hey, man,
accurate.
Don't talk to my wife that way.
Put your hands behind your back, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
I did get pulled over once for going 36 in a 35.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is it
That's
like
so
in the
dumb.
boonies?
It was in Trinity.
Yeah,
And I was driving
boonies.
through town about 2 a.m. and I just got pulled over. I'm pretty sure the cop was bored and was like, why is this guy out here? I'm just going to pull him over, see if he has any drugs or anything,
Yeah,
So it was
yeah.
like, he told me, he was like, yeah, did you know you were speeding? I was like, I had no idea. He was like, yeah, you were going 36. I'm like, the speed limit was 35.
There's
man.
no way there's a chance.
Right.
I was not speeding.
So
Jeez. Well,
Wow.
did you have any drugs on you?
he didn't find him.
Oh, okay. For legal reasons, there were no drugs. I believe.
None drugs were
I was
found.
not there.
It's a great question. Was there?
Oh.
Another great question that has been looming. I would
Looming?
say looming over America, over generations,
This podcast.
and many other.
My toilet. It's just, I don't know.
Go on.
Felt right.
People,
Sorry.
it felt right.
Trying to match Liz's energy today.
People have pondered this. There's conspiracies, but finally, there might be a sliver of hope that there are some answers
The anticipation
About-
is
I'm
killing
just,
me.
it's just
Please.
building.
about Amelia Earhart.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Is it
like,
Earhart? I thought it was Earhart.
No
I'm pretty
way.
sure it's Earhart. It's spelled Earhart.
No way you say Earhart.
Amelia Earhart.
No way.
Is that
Guys,
how
make
it's
fun of
spelled?
Reid.
There's
He says
something else that
Amelia
he
Earhart.
says dumb too.
That's crazy. Funnily.
Well, some like backstory on conspiracies that I've heard of Amelia Earhart. So right, like,
It is Earhart.
Yep. It is.
duh, we know.
Duh weed.
What do we weed?
What do we? What are the other conspiracies?
So, right, she is the first. She was supposed to be the first woman that crosses the Atlantic Ocean by plane by herself, and that's a big thing, by herself. Plane crashed, and then they couldn't find her. They couldn't find.
Well, it's assumed the plane crashed, right?
Correct. It is assumed the plane crashed.
She was never found.
Some people say she landed and then retired in France and was hanging out for the rest of her life.
Some people say on an island.
So you've heard the conspiracies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people say she was abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
That's very
Got lost
true.
in the Bermuda Triangle.
Bermuda.
That's what I said.
That's what I said. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, because
Bermuda
there's
Triangle with Amelia Earhart.
there are like old photos where you can see like someone in the back of, and it's like that's Amelia Earhart. It's the hair.
It's like 4 pixels.
Yeah. Right. Like the show I've talked about it a couple seasons ago, probably Unsolved Mysteries. They did like a thing on her. There's like all these old stories and people describe, and it's like her, but not to be rude, but she just looked like a lady.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, she's not like super striking looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. She's just kind of basic looking.
there's also
No hate. No hate.
No, I mean, I look just like a lady. Because I am. Like, there's nothing that stands out. There is also another conspiracy that her husband bought her plane for her a month before the trip.
Interesting.
But it was like an arranged marriage for business reasons. And so the conspiracy is that he...
Killed her.
Yeah. That he like planned this for, and because she also like,
Here's a plane, honey.
there was a lot of insurance taken out for both of them after the marriage.
But to be fair, if my wife were about to attempt to fly across the Atlantic Ocean
100%.
for the first time by herself, I would definitely
100%.
take out a bunch of insurance.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, they had just gotten married.
Yeah.
So there's for sure like legitimate reasons to have done that.
Right.
And then after she disappeared, like a month later, he got remarried. So like, not a good look on his part, but culturally, like,
I mean, when was that?
a long time ago.
I mean, and then after planes were invented, so like the 1930s.
That's what I was
so.
thinking. 30s.
Yeah. Sorry, I have this.
You
I have
an
a different
article
article pulled
Do you
up.
think
Yeah.
Amelia knew the Wright brothers?
Maybe they were friends. They went to
Think they were
school together.
homies? Do you think she's just like kind of like this right now? Like she's just sitting.
She was in a
between them?
podcast with the Wright brothers, and she was like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
37.
We're in 37. Yeah, nice.
And she does just look like a lady.
Yeah,
I mean, she's just a
I'm saying.
regular little girl.
Just a lady from the 30s, you know?
It's a
Yeah.
big lady boss gal.
Big lady Boscow from the 30s.
Wow.
Yeah,
Throwback.
she had a podcast with the Wright brothers, and they were like, we've got this idea,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna be
Flying
like birds.
cars.
We're just
Yeah.
gonna be like birds. We're gonna get in a car that's got wings on it, and we're gonna flap on away.
That's
And they were
deep.
like, "That's crazy." And then
Yeah.
Amelia was like, "I want to do that too." And the Wright brothers were like,
No, you're a
"No,
woman.
you're a woman. You can't do that. This is 1937." And then she was like, "I'll prove you wrong."
What was their podcast called?
Their podcast was called "Up in the Air."
Flying by the seat of our pants.
Okay, I
I
like
don't think it was called like that's right.
That's right.
Planes to fly about.
Planes to fly about. Oh my gosh.
But I bring it up because there is possible evidence that they have, after spending $11 million on this
What?
search, they think that they have found her plane, like in the water.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
because it looks like it.
Why spend $11 million
Oh,
to find her plane?
Her family wanted it. So Deep
Really?
Sea Vision recently announced that it found what appears to be Earhart Lockheed 10E Electra. Oh, Pacific Ocean. So sorry, it was in Atlantic. It was Pacific.
Ooh, my bad too.
Wait.
So go ahead.
That's a lot bigger of an ocean.
So she's flying from California
I guess.
to where? What was her flight plan?
I don't know.
Did she submit
find
a
out.
flight plan?
Probably not.
What was in the black box?
So they were already doing a mission in September of 23. And so family members believe the sonar images showing the possible wreckage of Amelia Earhart's Lockheed 10E Electra are some of the most promising pieces of evidence found in connection with the decades-old mystery. So Deep Sea Vision recently announced that it found it. The Scripps Institute and the Smithsonian reportedly support the belief that the wreckage could be her plane. So, like, some pretty reputable institutions are kind of like tipping their hat at it, saying that, yeah, this could be it. Wow. So I think a lot of this is to bring some resolve for her family, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. And is the 11 million on this singular search, like this most recent search, or like 11 million over the course of the last 100 years?
That's a great 100. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it'll be 100 years in like, just a little over 10 years if it was 37, right? So like that's terrifying to think about,
Yeah,
doesn't feel like that old of a thing to have been 100 years ago, but
right. So I feel like I've been misled by the public teaching institution.
Okay.
I mean, you probably have.
About Amelia Earhart?
Yes, about her ears.
And her heart.
Yes. And her Amelias.
Please
go on,
continue.
Reid.
I don't want to sit in that anymore.
Please.
So I always thought that the whole goal was just to fly across the Atlantic Ocean in one go, right? I thought it was just like, hey, we're just going to fly across the Atlantic and like, hey, we did it. But apparently her whole flight path, she started in Oakland, California.
Okay.
And she stopped a lot of times.
Yeah.
And in my head, the whole thing was she's nonstop flying, right? Starts in Oakland, flies to Burbank, flies to Tuscaloosa, flies to New Orleans, flies to Miami. So now she's on the east coast of the U.S.
Yeah.
And she's going to fly to San Juan in the Caribbean. Then she flies down to South America, hits 4 cities in South America, flies across the Atlantic to Africa, stops like 6 times while flying across Africa. Then she flies over to Karachi, India.
Yeah.
Flies to Calcutta, does some more stops in Southeast Asia. Looks like she hit Japan. She hits Australia, and then she hits New Zealand and flies to Papua New Guinea. And then, she leaves New Zealand to fly to Papua New Guinea, or she flies from Papua New Guinea to somewhere else. She doesn't arrive. So she does get lost over the Pacific. But it's like after she had flown across like 75% of the globe.
Yeah.
Not the flat part of the
I mean, that's kind of what I thought, right? It was like a one singular flight and she just didn't make it. Right? Yeah.
Same.
Wow.
But apparently she's like, it's got like dates and stuff of like all these places she landed and
How long was that
She started
journey?
May 20 and she ended her last flight that she actually stopped and was like logged somewhere was July 2nd.
Wow.
So she was flying for over a month.
Wow, dude.
I wonder if she had to make so many stops because of gas.
Surely fuel, yeah.
Yeah, it must have been fuel and all that.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I was always under the impression that was like, hey, we're flying from the U.S. across the Atlantic to Europe.
Right.
Which she did, sort of. Not really.
Not
She
that
went to
way,
Africa,
right? Yeah.
But then she got lost over the Pacific on her way back.
Yeah, that's crazy. I kind of feel bad now because we haven't been giving enough credit to Miss Earhart, Earhart. Sorry, I got to stop saying it.
Disrespect.
The disrespect. I mean, honestly, because I just assumed, she's just making a little trip and she's like, didn't make it, but like she was a dog. She had a lot of flights.
Girl was a dog.
She was doing a lot, right? That's cool.
That's true. I see. I mean,
and it kind of makes sense, because it's like, that. Why would this be a story if it was like?
Well, and it kind of supports the idea of look at us. Supports the idea that she like just like she didn't like who she was married to, and she just kind of like disappeared and like chose a new life in a different place that she was staying.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe, but it also says she departed Papua New Guinea, unless she just like went and flew somewhere else and was like, hey, I disappeared.
I'm sure there's ways you can abandon the plane safely.
Right. Ejecto seat,
Exacto knife.
Right. But you have to land somewhere. And even back then, they were very specific on logging where they land, like where people landed and stuff, unless you landed on like a random strip of planes somewhere, you know.
But none of that was like computerized? It's all written, right?
Yeah.
So it could be flubbed.
Yeah,
She could lie.
But then the idea of
I
her
guess
husband,
the code and stuff of
like
the plane.
sabotaging her plane doesn't really make sense if she made it all these different stops first.
Yeah, that's kind of true. But here's the Bermuda Triangle thing doesn't make sense at all because we know she didn't. She passed through, or at least away from the Bermuda Triangle long before the end of her flight or her trip.
As a kid that watched Unsolved Mysteries so much and like should have known my brain would just be a conspiracy void. I just felt like the Bermuda Triangle was going to be a bigger threat
to your regular everyday life.
My regular everyday life. My grandpa had like a pontoon boat. And I remember stop.
Going out on a lake.
Oh my gosh.
Grandpa, are we anywhere near the Bermuda Triangle?
This is going to make sense. I remember being on the boat and thinking, like, putting myself in people's shoes. Like, maybe they're on cruise ships and they're like in the Bermuda Triangle and they're just stuck in another dimension. I knew I was not going to. I'm at Lake Livingston. Like, I'm not going to get.
I don't know.
Stuck.
That's crazy.
But
wild.
Her flight. So she did get lost on the longest leg of her of her flight.
Yeah.
Right. So from Lae, Papua New Guinea to Howland Island, which was part of the U.S. territory, was 2,556 miles. The longest piece of distance she traveled up until then was 1,390, and that was across the wide part of India.
Jeez.
So like almost double.
Yeah.
She's trying to do almost double, and that's when she got lost. But then after that, she would have had to make another trek from Howland Island to Honolulu, which was 1,900, and then from Honolulu to Oakland, which is 2,400. Okay. So like that whole flight, it's like she's got all these little jumps, and then the last three, it's like boom, 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 just like. But the majority of the flights were all there.
Jeez. Tiny little spurts and stuff.
Wow.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, her family has spoken out, and they were like, we've learned to not really put any stock in people saying, we have evidence, we found this.
Right.
Just over time. I mean.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But they did say that this does feel like the most promising lead to date.
Have they recovered the wreckage yet or no?
This update that I'm looking at is from People Magazine, and it was literally as of 5 hours ago.
Wow. Interesting.
So I don't think that they have like released any.
I mean, they might have to
do
an expedition to see it, probably.
Oh, 100%.
Versus recovering the wreckage.
100%.
Like the Titanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild that they can see that far. That's insane.
It is insane.
They just go boo, and then there it is.
Thanks for the sonar.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was really good.
One more time.
Boo.
Wow,
found it.
Even better the second time.
Yeah.
That was great.
I'm working on it.
realistic.
I'm just dialing it in. You know?
Yeah. You should work for the Smithsonian.
Okay. Have y'all been to the Smithsonian?
No.
I went to DC, and it was just like booked up. Like it books up way in advance.
Yeah.
And it was also during COVID, so it was like
Dang.
less people allowed.
Yeah, that's
inside.
brutal.
Yeah.
I went as a 5th grader. It's super cool. Super
Wow.
cool. The mysteries that they probably hold in that museum complex is probably they probably know exactly where Amelia is, you know?
And they're just keeping it from everybody.
She's there.
Right.
Frozen.
She's
The government knows.
The
They were
government
chipping
knows.
people back then.
Exactly. She got abducted by the aliens. They took her, and they're holding her there.
And they returned her back to the government.
Exactly.
Right.
For her ears.
I mean,
Because even back then, the aliens were like, "Oh, it's a woman."
Oh, no. We got a woman?
I'm just kidding.
this is how Amelia felt with the Wright brothers.
On their podcast.
I get it.
That's
I
the
get it,
point.
girl.
That's
I just
their
want to
podcast.
drive and disappear. I get it.
We're the Wright brothers.
We're the Wright brothers.
You're
The wrong
Earhart.
brothers.
Earhart.
What's the big plan we got? We got a good plan?
Yeah, we're gonna be the first people to fly straight to Mars.
Okay. Straight to Mars.
That's if you can make it past the what is it? The firmament.
The firmament.
Oh, no. The firmament. Jeez.
Sorry, we're not going to jump back in there.
Amelia Earhart,
Nice.
Good job.
she
good.
accomplished 24,285 miles of the 28,595 that were planned.
Jeez.
So
She was
close.
so close.
That's crazy.
So close. Just lost it
Wow.
right in the last lap.
I get it.
That's brutal.
He gets us.
Oh no,
We can't get into that.
no. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
good on you, Amelia. Hopefully your family finds you and or at least finds your stuff. And
Or you find this podcast and let us interview you.
Amelia Earhart, if you're out there, will you let us interview you on the
How old would
podcast?
she be? She was born in 1897.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez, dude.
So she'd be like...
She'd be
She
pretty
was
old.
40 when she did
130.
that.
Wow.
She was 40 when she did this?
Wow.
97?
To 80... Yeah, 97 to,
Yeah.
to 37.
Wow.
Man.
Girl
40s.
is
What?
working.
You're not 40.
I'm not.
Just like I was assumed. I don't know. I feel like every time I hear a story about somebody back then who did something amazing, who was like revolutionary,
They're like 12.
They're like 18.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I just became an adult and now I'm like changing the world. And she was like, "Nah, I'm gonna wait till I'm 40.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you
go
know.
get lost in the
What an
Pacific."
ageist.
Yeah, that's
you
not
are.
cool. Colonel Sanders didn't, show off his recipe until he was like 50, I think.
Well, he also had like 6 failed businesses first.
yeah, but then he finally
Okay.
got the right one.
I'm just saying, like,
What are you saying?
So maybe Amelia
he was
Earhart
trying.
had a lot of failed
You're right.
flights.
She did fail
She
a lot
made
of flights.
clones of herself, and then she finally did the last one, but she
Yeah.
ran out of clones.
The clone could only, it had like a timer on it. It
Oh,
only
that's what it
lasted
was.
so long. Yeah.
Okay.
Here's where we stand, okay? You can do anything
Exactly.
in life, no matter how
Right.
old you are.
No matter if
But
you're a
not
man
Reid,
or a
because
woman.
he's past his prime.
Yeah, I'm way past
But
it.
you can do whatever you want.
And we love women. We think women can do anything.
That is the first.
We're-
That is the official stance of the podcast.
We're pro woman.
We are. Oh my god!
Roll the drums.
Subscribe. We'll see you next time.